Welcome back everybody to the Intel Extreme Masters Toronto qualifier for the American continent. And since things have been moving so quick, Nate, now normally we could have just waited until the semifinals would have started up, but I really want to bring you guys this match from the lower bracket. Of course, you know, we love StarCraft. We want to show you guys as many games as possible. And above all, we don't want to rush it because this is a really big qualifier. So I decided to go with HuK versus SeleCT. HuK just had a pretty awful series against Major.
I'm very blunt about it.
Yeah, no, there's no other way to do it. Like we know how good HuK is, and I often give HuK, you know, credit where credit is due. He knows I love him, but that series just nothing went his way. So I want to give him a chance to redeem himself. This is a much better way to look at it. So he's going to go up against SeleCT with Tournament Live on the line. The first map is already underway and it's going to be played on Nimbus. So let's just go ahead and jump into the game. Because there's really no other way to put it, Nate. That series, absolutely nothing went HuK's way. He got shot down by Widowmines not once, but twice. Game number 1, it stopped his all-in. Game number 2, it stopped his macro play. So this time, hopefully we'll see what HuK is truly made of in PvT. As we all know, that he's very good. And if things go his way, then everything is different.
Yep. This is an interesting series, of course, to look at, because we got SeleCT, who's a much more aggressive player at times, who's using a gas-first build. And this is kind of interesting because this is, you think on a big map like this, you don't typically have openings quite so aggressive. And in this scenario, we have, I think, against a Nexus first from HuK, potential for a lot of damage to get them because he doesn't really have a setup that provides for any real level of tech, or at least any defensive tech early on. You're not going to have a fast amount of units early on to be able to hold off against something that could come from your opponent in this situation. And I think that's the biggest problem right now for HuK. So Barracks is going to complete soon. Factory should start up immediately for SeleCT. He's just about got enough gas for it. And there it is, queued up. So I'm anticipating that we're going to have a little bit of aggression coming out, maybe some more Widowmine action.
You are correct, Nate. Sorry, guys, we just had to switch that real quick, as in the break I was actually looking at the other stream as well. Once more, we have multiple community streamers, as Basic TV is currently currently broadcasting PUC versus Scarlet, which is a great series. So if you guys are really interested in that one, you guys can hop over to twitch.tv/BaseTradeTV, and that one is going on. But for us, all eyes will be on Dignitas SeleCT, who is our American/Korean Terran player, spawning on the left bottom side of Nimbus, and he's going up against EG's very own HuK, which of course are American/Canadian Protoss. Two guys, Nate, with double nationality. How awesome is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's actually special. This is like the clash of the double nationalities.
That's true. SeleCT has that extra perk, though. He does actually speak Korean. It's pretty sick.
Well, HuK speaks Canadian. I'm kidding, guys. Now someone out there on Twitter is like, "Oh my God!" It's like, no.
So you can't just say he speaks maple syrup because he's from Canada. It's not actually a language. It's a lifestyle.
Oh, this SCV will be ushered away by this Zealot. Actually, it's going to laugh in the face of danger, and he's going to stick around a little longer. But of course, Mothership Core and Stalker are fast enough to pick off this SCV. So, a single Hellion opening for SeleCT as well. 2 Hellions, actually. You said Widowmines, Nate. Did you lie to me?
Well, usually it's for Widowmines.
Did you lie to me, Nate?
No.
Nate, did you lie to me?
There's a difference between lying and being wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to build a reactor on his barracks and then... Because most people that build fast reactor after a single Marine switch the factory onto it and do a double Hellion scout, and then they still build Widowmines. This just... Like, he just wants to abuse how slow HuK is going to be, which I think can actually work out better than Widowmines, because probes can run versus mines. Can't run from Hellions.
HuK already up 10 workers. That is massive, and you're 100% right. This is a very traditional build by SeleCT. I've said this many times in the past, but the first time I ever saw this build, if he's actually going to do it the way that I think he is, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's gonna have to reveal his hand to defend. Well, actually, I think if he catches the Stalker, then it's worth.
Yeah, he could kill both, but he's gonna have to micro. SeleCT is really good normally. Pick up the knife. Okay, that's a really good. And this is the Hellions are actually closer. SeleCT is going to be able to pick off both units over here.
This is a really nice grab. Killing a Stalker out on the map like this, denying map control.
Even the Zealot, Nate. The Zealot would have been very useful in defending against this drop.
Yeah,
there's no technology.
He only has one photon overcharge.
Yep, it's not ready yet. Oh, this is really smart play here by HuK. He's going to go for a full wall off temporarily at least.
I like this a lot. This could have been so much worse, but he in towards the main, excuse me, towards the natural expansion. Photon cannon.
Not ready.
Even if he kills or cancels this, it's still good. And now you can just boost over to the natural. I actually am really worried about this because he's going to be able to open the door with these Marines for the rest of his units.
I think HuK is going to be able to be okay if he micros properly. He needs just one more unit. He has the gateways to warp in the unit.
Once the Hellions in, man.
Good force field. Really good force field.
That's a very smart force field. He's trying to chase forward. That medevac's still alive, though. It's really hard to kill the Marines.
Oh, sick micro there by SeleCT as well. He's picking up the Marines as soon as they take damage. He's going to start working on his mothership core.
The gates are open. Hellions running into the main base mineral line, trying to focus down a few probes. The cannon that was actually built in the main mineral line doing some serious work, though, and he will just barely defend this, losing a total of 5 probes. So currently still up 12 workers overall.
Really well done by HuK, because this could have been an absolute disaster, but excellent crisis management by him. He managed this very, very well, Nate. I love the full wall of keeping those Hellions at bay. That helped so much, because if those Hellions would have been able to run up immediately, there is no way that he can micro against it anymore. In the moment that he photon overcharges the natural, the main base is so incredibly exposed. He's going to lose 10, 15 probes easily, and in the end he lost only 5. Yes, he lost that Stalker and the Zealot in the middle of the map, but got a little bit unfortunate with the build that he was facing. However, that could have been so much worse, and in the end, he's okay. I would say A-okay.
Yeah, I'm not particularly worried for HuK's position in this stage of the game. The sad news for SeleCT is, with the way that this map is set up, it's pretty easy to defend on 2 bases once you get rolling, I feel, for Protoss. And without Stim, with later big bio infrastructure, it's going to be rough. He's actually going very quickly up to his additional barracks. His 4th and 5th barracks.
This is going to be a pretty explosive TvP, because SeleCT is going to have to break HuK with the first real push he's going to make, or at least, you know, like set himself up, and then the reinforcement will stream across the map. I wouldn't even be too surprised, Nate, if he pulls SCVs in a certain phase in this game, because HuK has a tremendous workload. He's 19 workers ahead in Protoss versus Terran. Guys, 19 workers, I can't even emphasize on how big that is. Now SeleCT is going to have the more mobile army, he's going to have Stim, he's going to be able to kite. This is just a very simple gateway army. If I was HuK, I would go for a crazy explosion of gates. He has 2 right now, he's adding 4 more. For my part, he adds 3 more, Nate. He has the money for it. Because this is a little similar to what we saw before when Major played that fantastic game against Harstem, you remember? And Harstem just barely hanging in there. Because that's what it was, because he had 9 gateways. Now HuK, I really feel, is going to need 9 gateways too, because he can't even spend the money soon. With 6 gateways and 1 robo, he's not even going to be able to spend his money, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the double forge, his Twilight Council is coming in, but that investment in Colossi tech, he really needs the Colossi to defend.
He needs units, above all.
Do you think this army is actually big enough from SeleCT, though? I'm not entirely sure.
Not yet, but with 5 Rexes, just trying to pump out as many units as possible. Like, not this attack, but what SeleCT's going to do now is going to try to pick off a unit, start kiting a little bit, maybe force out a photon overcharge and a time warp, and I think then he's going to follow it up with a very big attack, and then he's going to just try to break HuK.
Alright, miss. I guess that makes a lot of sense. You want to try to peel the Protoss player apart, because I guess I've been in this situation a couple times, usually not out of the same opening. But when you're trying to break a Protoss in a situation like this, you really just want to pull them away from that ramp area. You want to fight him in the open. And this is actually about as open as he's going to be able to fight against HuK. He, short of going to the left side, which he will do. So he just wants to pull HuK out of position. And this could work. If he snaps up a few Zealots, especially those Stalkers, and once he gets some Vikings out, we could see big SCV pull.
HuK is still ahead, 19 workers.
He's going to just try to snipe this Nexus. I don't think he's going to get it. Okay, he's just going for Stalkers.
I wouldn't even want him to go for it. He's going to end up losing a few bio units. He got a Stalker there, I believe, for his efforts. Not great. At the same time, he tried to run... got a probe and a... Or that Widowmine, got a probe and a Zealot. Not bad.
Not bad. Oh, look at attacking his own Zealot to kill the Widowmine.
Poor
like, I don't have detection. No worries, man.
Poor Zealot. Never saw it coming, right? Either way, more and more buy-ins and streaming across the map. SeleCT did every now and then build a few more SCVs, which I'm really surprised by. Because if I was him, I would just try to pull my SCVs and just fight when I have +1 attack. Because in a macro game, he has absolutely no chance anymore. He's down a base, he's down in upgrades. It's a single eBay against double forge. He's going to try to make something happen with these units, set himself up, and then he's just going to pull the boys, I guess. Because, you know, if this game drags on, there's just no way. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, he doesn't even actually. He's not actually building Vikings, which is also pretty.
He's gonna get a Colossus maybe. No, time warp.
Yeah, drops into the main. Time warp. He kills a mothership core though. No additional time warps. No photon overcharge. But the Zealot warp in should be enough. Is he just gonna try to drop on top of the Colossus? Nope. Pulls back.
He was trying to make something happen on the left side as well, but HuK doing a really good job in not keeping all of his units at the same place. Will be able to deflect this drop for now. He's up 6 army supply, and above all, he's up 16 workers. +1 attack is about to finish up for Select. He's actually building another starport and a reactor, which I think is fascinating because he's down so far in economy. And
maybe he's preparing to lift his main off and move it over, or he just doesn't think he can get enough Vikings to SCV pull just yet.
I guess, but like the longer he waits, the harder it's gonna get. He's very Marauder heavy now, and there are not a lot of Zealots in the mix. It's actually a pretty good attack, I think, by Select. He gets a Colossus.
This dive kills 2 Colossi with no Vikings.
So sick.
That is an impressive play from Select, and you know, going into Blink before charge means that the Zealots that are warped in are still very kiteable.
What a sick move there by Select, and it suddenly showed up. I mean,
the dives.
Yeah, he's producing 3 Marauders at a time. That's of course a lot of Marauders. That's more than you would normally see, I guess.
I think one wave of Vikings out of these 2 starports, get himself up to 6 Vikings, and then pull the SCVs. Just go.
Oh, Doom Drop. He's gonna try to Doom Drop instead. There are 3 cannons over here, so that's going to be difficult. Mothership, of course, floating in that direction as well. No, actually, it's just on patrol. Here we go. Big drop by Select. Once again, guys, he's very, very, very Marauder heavy, so he can kill cannons. He can also start working on the Nexus. Vikings are shooting at the Colossus. Once again, Marauder's trying to get in range. He gets another Colossus.
Yeah, picking off these big units, but he will be held off for now. Gets forced back. Blink up is nice, but oh wow,
man,
he's really
gonna try.
He's gonna go full YOLO on this Colossus, not able to get it, and now the Stalkers are gonna get some much bigger pickoffs, killing off 1, almost 2 medevacs. Ooh, that would have been a nice grab.
Yeah, the second one would have been really painful.
Rebuilds the cannons. Okay, now you have to pull the boys. Now is the time.
This is the time.
He's got some Vikings. I tell you what, I've been in this situation many times. At this point, you're like, okay, I killed some stuff. Time to go, because 3-3 has started up for your opponent. He's getting charged, getting all the good things in life.
I'm actually super impressed already that Select is able to somehow find a couple of openings with this super heavy Marauder army. This is a perfect moment to pull the boys, because HuK is even investing money into things that will never change the outcome of this game. 3 or 4 bases, doesn't matter, HuK, you're gonna win anyway. Army supply, he's down 23. Storm is a thing he does not have. Yes, he has a Templar Archives, but upgrade-wise, nope.
I would have loved to see him warp in a few Archons. Archons just absolutely
and no charge yet either. Oh my god. If Select is ever going to win this game, it's going to happen right here and right now, that's for sure.
Yep, coming in. There's no photon overcharge, so he's just fighting head-to-head. The Colossi are tucked in way behind, and the Vikings actually attacked the Mothership Core in a Warp Prism prior, but the Vikings, they're doing work. First Colossus goes on. There's only 1 Colossus remaining. He's continuing to kite back, and you're right, without charge, these Zealots are just not that good, but the Colossus finally taken down. The Vikings are going to land. Charge is done, but is it too late?
It is really close. There's still a lot of Marines and a lot of Marauders left. There's 1 more Colossus about to spawn soon. There are cannons to fall back on. There are 9 gateways to work with. I think HuK might be able to stabilize after all, Nate. He just needs to buy a little bit of extra time, but he's so rich.
Fighting at these cannons. You're right. He's got money in the bank.
He canceled the 4th base. Excellent call by HuK.
Yeah. I think at this stage of the game now, Select, he still left his SCVs in his natural. So he has a little bit of mining left. He's going to have 1 final punch very soon. But 3-3 is going to be done.
Yep, 3-3 is going to be done. There are going to be 2 Archons over here. There's going to be a new Colossus. There is no money for Vikings. There are no Vikings. I think HuK has done it in the end, but Select made this game a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be in a certain phase in the game. Good blink there by HuK. Focus down the medevac, and the Canadian Protoss is so far holding his ground on Nimbus and is redeeming himself for that, unfortunate series against Major.
I like that he's not even building Vikings anymore. He's just getting medevacs out because he wants them versus the Zealots. But honestly,
it's too late now. HuK's army is about 3 times as strong as it was a minute ago.
I once saw a video, a very funny Dutch Protoss with 3-3 Zealots against 1-1 bio. A move about 30 of them. Alt tab, click back in to see that his opponent had rage quit. And I feel like we may have a very similar scenario here.
Yeah, that was a good experiment. I enjoyed it.
3-3 Zealots are pretty good against unupgraded bio. They're pretty good.
Four Zealots being wiped in, Storm is on the way as well. You know, army supply, guys, it may look a little, it's like, that's doable, isn't it? Well, 3-3 against 1-1 is just, you can do so many beautiful things. A couple of probes are being transferred to that fort base.
You have so much to live for. Oh, okay, he moved his army away. The probes survived. Whew, that was close.
They're probably going to have a very
What's he going to do? He's just going to load up for another giant Doom Drop? I guess. Well, he's got... Look at this Templar waiting.
4 cannons and 2 high
Storm's
Templars.
about to finish, too.
Shut down. This is going to get shut down so hard. Select's going to see these units. He's like, yeah, that's my moment, right? I don't know,
That's
Select.
your moment. Storm is done. He drops right into it.
More.
Second Storm drops. Photon overcharge activated. And he's going to start to warp in Zealots.
Actually, like the second Storm kind of missed most of the units.
Yeah.
So Select will be able to kill a lot of stuff here. He might actually be able to get the base as well, but obviously there's no answer to this Protoss army on the left bottom side of this map.
Yeah, more Templar are going to move up. This army, there's no way you're going to kill this. There's way too many Zealots with this army. GG, HuK takes the first map in this series. Nice and easy does it as he keeps himself alive here in this bracket. And Select brought a lot of aggressive play, but didn't quite do what he was looking to get. I just think, you know, we talk about how that late game went, but the first couple of moves that HuK made to defend his Nexus first play were very smart, like walling off his main when that drop hit his natural.
Because he got a little bit unfortunate Hellions. Yeah, you'll see them every now and then in this matchup, but you don't really expect your opponents to open up with Hellions. So when you send your Zealot and your Stalker out on the map, you know, like, all right, you know, worst case scenario, yeah, I'm going to lose my Zealot, but I will never lose this Stalker because the only unit that is as fast as my Stalker is the Reaper, and the Reaper will get 2 ahead of the Marines, so, you know, I can just, like, kite the Reaper myself, and absolutely nothing to worry about, and hey, good scenarios, I get a Scout off. However, suddenly, there's a medevac with Marines and Hellions, like, yeah, then suddenly those units are fast enough to catch up with your Stalker, and if you go Nexus first, and you lose your first 2 units, you have very, very, very few units to work with. But HuK had excellent crisis management there, going for that wall off, like you said. I think it was beautiful.
Yeah, just an absolutely great game by HuK. So as we get ready to move into game number 2, which will be played on King Sejong Station, we have an update for you guys. Polt has taken a 2-0 victory over Xenocider. So we're going to see Xenocider in the lower bracket, facing off versus Fog. And Polt is going to face off against Major. That's going to be an epic TvT series. And that's going to be a match that determines our first qualifying player.
Yep, and that is of course going to be the next match on our stream as well. So we want to make sure that we can broadcast both semifinals. We want to showcase everybody who makes it to IEM Toronto. Would be an absolute shame if somebody would qualify and we somehow missed all 3 or 2 of the series that they played. We don't want to have that happen. So the next series on the main stream is going to be Major versus Polt, followed up by the other series that's going to be on the semifinals on the south side of the bracket. Either way, we are loaded into game number 2 between EG's HuK, the Canadian Hope. Would be awesome to see at least 1, maybe 2, in you know, a crazy scenario 3, but 3 is a I would say odds 1 out of 15,000 that 3 Canadians make it out of this bracket.
That's, I think it's already impossible, no?
Is it? We still have 2 Canadians in the top. We still have Saravati and
but
Saravati
lost, no?
Who did say? No, Saravati didn't lose.
Who did Saravati?
He had a walkover win in round 1.
Maybe I'm misreading this.
Oh. Okay, you're right. He did lose. So yeah, it's impossible. But you know, we could still have 2 Canadians. It's a tough journey for this blue Protoss spawning on the right bottom side of King Sejong Station, but he is currently up 1-0 over Dignitas Select. It's of course Laurent J. Chris.
Yep.
Also known as HuK.
I feel like has that Scarlet Puck series really not been resolved yet? I'm actually kind of blown away. They must be having quite an epic series going on over there. It's 1-0. That first game must have gone on very long.
1-0 for who?
I don't know. For Scarlet. Okay. Scarlet is up 1-0. And that's actually a pretty crazy series. Both of those players quite good in the Protoss Zerg matchup.
Both are probably the best in that respective matchup on the North American server.
Yeah. The winner of that plays Violet for the next moving on spot.
Like, I won't say that Puck is a better player than HuK, as I think they're pretty much on the same level right now. I think both of them are very good. But I do think that Puck's PvZ is better than HuK's PvZ. But I think HuK is better PvP.
I'd agree there. Puck's been running a clinic on PvZ the last year, as far as American Protoss
He just keeps getting better and better and better in that matchup. Either way, we have to show some love to our Korean American Terran as well on the left top side of King Sejong Station, as his tournament live is on the line. Representing Dignitas, it is SeleCT.
Select.
Stars and Stripes, baby.
Stars and Stripes. He's going for an SCV scout now that his barracks is done. Reaper on the way. Now, SeleCT, when you're playing against a player like HuK on a map like this, this is not one of those maps where HuK has been shy from aggressive openings, but I like this. SCV's going to try to block this natural. How annoying is it, Roddy, when the Terran does this to you?
It's frustrating, especially whether or not I'm contemplating on cancelling my Zealot, and then if I do cancel it, the engineering bay goes down, and then I start screaming out loud. Most of the time, that's like, alright, I'll take my second guess and I'll proxy a Stargate, because now you're just asking for it.
Yeah, I like this SCVs, man. It's like a little dance going on here. There's like, it's the ritual of the fast expand, but...
It's like, soon we're going to summon a building together. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Rain dance. Oh! Manages to barely... Oh, SCV died. Wow, that was almost epic. But he knows there's a stalker out now. And this could actually be a nice little bit of pressure because there's no bunker yet. So yeah, you delete my Nexus, but
yeah, we saw exactly, Nate. Good point there. Mothership Core is halfway done. He could have been chrono boosting it. I really think if he would have, there would have been extras to carry. Because you're 100% right. I think he also wants to keep it at home. Oh, don't lose your Reaper SeleCT.
Reaper. Oh. Whew.
But no, you're right. Without a bunker, this is so frustrating to deal with. 2 Marines are about to spawn. They will actually be locked behind this supply depot at first. Actually, no, there is a little bit of a nexus point here.
They have to go on a quest to get out of the main base now.
Yeah, eventually SeleCT, I guess, replied in time and still getting that bunker down. He's going to end up losing an SUV.
Yeah, if he can delay the command center, like, this bunker is actually not really that big of a deal to him as long as he doesn't lose all of these units. But he's killing some workers. He's delaying the command center. And delaying the command center is the most important part. Supply block the Terran player, keep all other things pretty awkward. But now I think SeleCT should be okay.
Yeah, the Stalker is trapped. Losing the Zealot is no big deal. Losing the Stalker is a little bit unfortunate.
Oh, look at this! Talk about a human force field, baby.
He still gets an extra Marine for his efforts.
Yeah, not bad.
I like how he does this as well. He sends the Marines home. Because, of course, every single shot that the Stalker does on the Marines is real damage. In this phase in a game, that will stay real damage up to the point where your medevacs are out.
That's not going to be for a while.
No. However, if you can just send the Reaper in, the Reaper can absorb the shots and actually regenerate himself very quickly. So that pretty much does the job for SeleCT. Small moves out there, but I really enjoy the small moves. Again, it's a very quick double tech lab. Nate kind of rushes up to them.
Yeah.
Often you see a Terran player get one tech lab, one reactor, and the other one is just kind of a Rex for a while.
You know, his second gas, and I would say subsequently his third and fourth gas, because I feel like he needs a faster third gas when he does this. His second gas is just so late. He can't really start a starport, and because he got concussive shells, and because he's building 2 Marauders, he is just looking on going full ham aggression mode.
He might be able to force out a photon overcharge over here, which I think is pretty much as good as he could hope for. If I was SeleCT, I'd send these Marines in.
Oh yeah, look at, he's baiting the Mothership Core over. Even if he wants to photon overcharge with it, he's now bought himself a little bit of time for these Marines to come in here, and they're just sniping some probes left and right.
There we go, photon overcharge goes down. This is everything that SeleCT wanted in this phase in the game.
He does lose these Marines, but he only killed 1 probe. I don't know if I want to lose all of them, but...
I still think it's okay, Nate. I think he's setting himself up for the follow-up attack. Stim is a little later than I expected, but he's going to poke in again soon, and this time we're going to have a Marauder in the mix. Will this observer see these units? Yeah, sees 1 Marauder, sees the second one. Sees these Marines as well.
Yeah, this actually... It's a very uncommon, unusual attack. That might be why it works so well.
Smart for HuK here to get 2 Zealots. And Zealots are, of course, excellent in soaking up shots from Marauders. And it allows the Stalkers to actually deal damage in this phase in the game when they still do damage.
Yep. It's tough. Yeah, because the Stalkers, if that Stalker actually walks in front of the Zealots, face first into those Marauders, that's going to be ugly. And killing that Stalker is such a big prize. They're so expensive. The force fields are used, but Zealots with concussive shells, man. This is like some Wings of Liberty stuff going on here. These Zealots are complete trash against concussive shell Marauders.
Couldn't agree more. So this is going to be tricky for HuK. He will photon overcharge in like 10 seconds, but not before. He's probably going to end up losing 2-3 more units. The Zealots are going to fall, but losing Zealots is alright. You just don't want to lose your gas units.
Sentry. 1 sentry picked off. Second sentry does get sniped as well. Now there's enough energy for a photon overcharge, but he's already done what he's come for.
HuK has already lost the units that he wants to protect with photon overcharge anyway, so... But he's still losing more and more, man. SeleCT is being really cost efficient so far. He is down in workers though, actually quite a bit. He lost a handful of SUVs in the start of the game, he lost 4. And he's currently down 11 workers. So for this is all nice and all, but just killing Zealots while being down 11 workers is normally not what you're signing up for. Especially not because that starport was a little late. It definitely wasn't super quick. Stim is about to be ready, though. That's something to hang into.
Yep, I'm liking this now, because the only thing I wish he could have done is force another Photon Overcharge out, but...
Yeah, he's probably going to do that soon if he... Nah.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be able to burst in when he has Stim. But, you actually know what? Yeah, if he forces one here, he can just try to go to the main then too, right? Because he's already been showing that he's not afraid to just drop on top of Colossi.
I like that HuK has that defensive observer over here, since SeleCT is so active with the small amount of forces that he has. It's a really good call to keep an eye on it. He's going to lose his observer on the north side of the map. Good call there by SeleCT. See side.
I think if you're HuK, if you're any Protoss, you really want to know whether or not SeleCT is taking a third base. Because, well, it didn't really happen last game. And HuK, I feel like we're already gearing up for a very similar push to the last game, except that SeleCT has put himself in... Oh, okay, there's third command center. But I still think we could have a similar type of push because he's geared himself up so much better than he was on Nimbus. Like, he's actually done some serious damage.
Poor guy.
That Marine died a horrible, painful death.
Yeah. Like, whoa, never knew it could get so hot in space. Either way, Widowmine's on the production tab as well. Could theoretically play out okay, but so far it's just upgrades and Colossus for HuK, who's once again, he's a little indecisive there, Nate. Fired up Blink, then he's like, I should just go for charge instead. I think it's okay to go for charge. It's going to make him a lot stronger than the straight-up engagement. He's only on 2 bases anyway, so it's not like he needs a whole lot of area to cover. So Blink wouldn't really do the job for him.
How do you feel about these attack upgrades being the focus, though? Like, he's getting... I feel like if he's getting +2 armor and +1 attack right now, I think that generally most Protoss players would prefer that.
Gives me the idea that he wants to attack on 2 bases.
I can see it. I can see it. We just had an update. Illusion defeated Saravati 2-0 in the lower bracket.
Oh, okay.
Chris Illusion Lee staying alive.
Yep, good victory for Illusion. Unfortunate for our Canadian Protoss, Saravati, as he's not going to be able to make it. That Ro8b, Nate, looks a little exposed. Fortunately for HuK, the Colossus are over here. Losing the Cybercore could also be very annoying. You don't really want to lose a building like that. But in the end, he doesn't really lose anything, so good job there by HuK. There's another drop going down in the main base. Widowmine did shoot, didn't kill a single... Actually, he killed 6 probes, but I don't think that was all the Widowmine.
Yeah, I feel like some of those might have been the earlier pokes he made with those Marines. His medevac's still on the right side. Of course, he wants to unload, let the Marines heal up.
Probably did... Okay, HuK was actually on 48. So yeah, he lost 3 probes. Easy like that.
All right. +3 attack is on the way for HuK. Man, this might be one of the fastest +3 attacks I've ever seen a Protoss go for. Generally speaking, when you do a greedy, or I don't know if I say greedy, but when you do like a really fast upgrade build as a Protoss, you rush out the armor upgrades because it makes these Zealots so powerful, but he's still going to have a decently timed +2 armor.
Yeah, SeleCT sees the units moving out of position though, so he's going to try to drop in the natural once more. But HuK did leave a couple of units behind. HuK still might be going up to 3 bases, even though it's like super late. But I guess, you know, the only thing that he does have going for himself is that he's pretty far ahead in the upgrade department.
Yeah, the Observer sees the medevacs on the right side, so these Stalkers kill 1 medevac, instantly picking off 10 supply. But the Colossi with all these Zealots on the left, like, he actually can't, like, none of SeleCT's aggressive moves are working right now. HuK is just like, yep, I'm a pyramid, try to knock me over, doesn't work.
This is a really interesting scenario now, because I don't really know whose position I like more. Like, SeleCT is in a great position economically, being up a base and being up 10 workers against a Protoss. That's normally almost game ending. However, the upgrades are so far in favor of HuK, it's even gross. Like, he's going to be on 3-2 when SeleCT is on 1-1. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's absolutely sick.
These Zealots and Colossi are actually going to just annihilate the Marines. Like,
would you say that these Zealots are made for walking?
Oh yeah. Well,
and that's just what they do?
They're made for, and they basically, these guys have like the sick football cleats on now. They're going to be stomping all over these Marines.
One of these days, these Zealots will walk all over you.
They'll charge all over you, man.
Poor Marine, he's in trouble.
Yeah, charging the credit card in the Marine's life. Way overdraw. It's going to be a horrible death.
Alright, Storm is on the way for HuK as well. I mean, like, if SeleCT gives HuK time, which is definitely the case, I don't even know if I want SeleCT to fight. I really don't know, Nate. Not often do I see a Terran being this far ahead in economy, but see Protoss this far ahead in upgrades. Like, it's normal that Protoss, their third base is a little later when they focus on these 2-base Colossus style upgrades, but it's not this bad. It's not 3-2 bad against 1-1.
No, I agree. This is an awkward spot to be in because he also doesn't have any ghosts out on the map, nor does he have a Ghost Academy. So when Storm gets on the map, suddenly that's going to help wreck the Vikings. It's actually just going to make everything really, really freaking difficult for SeleCT when it comes to an actual fight.
Yeah.
But he does have a big force. The problem is...
Probably still like HuK's position quite a bit better.
Yeah. Just look how many zealots he has, right? There's no Widow Mines in this. 32 zealots with +3 attack. Like your army will actually just they will walk all over you.
One of these days, Nate.
These zealots actually will just walk all over SeleCT's army.
SeleCT is just now firing up +2 armor. Ouch. At least, you know, best case scenario when they fight, he will have +2 attack. But that's still 70 seconds away. I have the feeling that HuK kind of wants to fight now. He's maxed out. He has a massive upgrade advantage. He has Colossus. He has Storms. You know, why wouldn't you want to fight if you're HuK? HuK as an observer over here. He's going to see these bio units. He's like, 1-1? Hello?
Yeah, this is the strongest that HuK's army will ever be in this game compared to SeleCT's. And it's a good time to fight. The only thing he doesn't have is a reinforcing pylon. Yeah, so if he does trade... You know,
I don't think he needs it. If I was him right now, I'd just go for it. Like,
yeah,
absolutely, just go for it.
With those storms, there's 4 ghosts starting right now. That's it. If he attacks before those ghosts are out, then there's no threat of EMP, no threat of snipes.
There's no way. There's no way. No matter how good SeleCT's micro is, and we know that he's a very, very good Terran. SeleCT, your +2 is not ready yet. You want to okay, 10 seconds. He will get +2. That's something.
That's actually pretty big because HuK never started his +3 armor. Like the Marines can actually fight versus the Zealots now. The problem is there's still
when they get close.
Yeah, there's actually still a reasonable number of Vikings too. 17 for only 4 Colossi.
No, the Viking count is good. You know, in theory, yes, SeleCT can still win this fight, especially now. Now he has +2. I like that he fires up +3 immediately. HuK is splitting up his forces, which means that his main army, Nate, is a little smaller. He doesn't have to. Oh, feedbacks. If I was HuK, I would feedback all these medevacts.
Oh yeah, gets a couple feedbacks. The EMPs are coming in now though. Those Vikings would love to start punishing these bad Colossi. Gets one of them.
Wow, this is an atrocious fight so far.
SeleCT is making this work really well. HuK's taking a terrible, terrible trade. Loses, is that all of his Colossi?
Yeah, he lost all 4 of them. He doesn't have any storms anymore. HuK, you don't want to fight this. Yes, your Zealots will do damage on the other side of the map. These Zealots have to get their ass into this mineral line as soon as possible. HuK.
Yeah, HuK has Zealots in the 3rd base mineral line. He needs to get into the natural. He's going to start pulling SeleCT around a little bit. Man, if those Zealots had immediately moved in, they could have gotten so much more done.
They would have killed 25 additional SCVs.
He has cleaned house. He's cleaned house on the 3rd base. He's killed a total of 32 SCVs this game. And that number is actually going to go just a little bit more. But this was HuK's game to lose, and I think he has certainly handed it on a silver platter to SeleCT if SeleCT wants it.
And let's not forget, SeleCT losing all those SCVs, yeah, that's painful, but it also means that when they fight, his army is going to be even bigger and bigger. And if he has +3 attack, I truly believe a Storm will land on just 2 Vikings. Second Storm is a little better, but it's actually not going to kill a unit, so there's no need to get excited over those Storms. Like, these are not good Storms. They may look good, guys. They may look like, hey, they're connecting with 5-6 units. It's not a good Storm, because it won't kill a single unit. The High Templars are gone. The Marauders will get healed up. I actually don't think that HuK can hold this anymore, Nate. Like, what does he have?
Nothing.
He has 2 High Templars.
At this point, you don't care about a Photon Overcharge.
I think HuK's dead. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. He does still have these intimidating Zealots. They still have +3 attack.
Full energy Templar gets killed. Okay, another one comes over. Doesn't get a second Storm off. Now the Colossi are moving in once again. He's trying to make it work, but honestly, there's just too much bios. HuK splitting his forces up and taking actually one of the worst fights I think I've ever seen in a PvT. That just cost him this game.
Yep. Losing 4 Colossus and fighting without 20 of your potential, no, not 20, but fighting without like 14 of your potential Zealots, and not having a reinforcement pylon, and really not dropping the Storms that you could possibly hope for. Just a few too many mistakes, and even when you have a good upgrade advantage, you can't make that many mistakes. Of course, very, very well done there by SeleCT. Had all of his units in the right place, dropped a couple of okay EMPs, above all, capitalize on the opportunity to kill all those Colossus with that supreme Viking count that he had, and he's going to even up the series.
Yep, really impressive play from SeleCT. He was in a tough spot, but a couple things just kind of worked out for him. I would say primarily what worked out for him was not being attacked by HuK when he was really at the pinnacle of his strength, but he kind of ended up walking into the EMPs, he walked into the snipes, and
It's
left
one of
without
those.
half his army.
We see this every now and then. It's one of those moments where players try to be too fancy and they try to win too beautiful, you know, trying to pick your opponent apart. While if HuK would have just A-moved with a Protoss Death Ball and drop a couple of storms when the goals were not out yet, you know, what's the worst trade that he will ever get? He's gonna kill a handful of SCVs and they will be even. There's no way that it would have gone a lot worse than that, but HuK trying to get a little too fancy there, harassing at multiple occasions at once. And yes, he still has a couple of storms, but he lost all the bases. There's just no way.
Yeah, with just one Nexus, Archons are good, but they are not this good. Colossi are good, they are not this good. SeleCT is going to roll through this army, and GG is called out. HuK.
Wow.
Well, knockdown is just 1-1 here.
Yeah, really unnecessary defeat there for HuK, of course. Having been so far ahead in upgrades, his economy was down quite a bit, and this, of course, allowed SeleCT to have a bank and have that many units out, and above all, have so many Vikings. Because in general, now it's not hard to produce Marines as a Terran on 3 bases. However, going up to 17 Vikings, like something like that, is kind of hard. That's expensive. He also had 8 to 10 medevacs, so it was a scary army by SeleCT, but without the goals, and especially when he was on 2-1 upgrades against 3-2, or even at a certain point 1-1 upgrades against 3-2, and I say a certain point, but it was actually the case for like a solid 100 seconds in the game or something. That was really a moment where HuK should just gonna go for it. He had observers, he saw the upgrades. Of course, it's easy for us to say like, hey, the upgrades are not finishing up. You know, HuK might be thinking like, oh, if I attack now, 2-2 is about to finish up, and he will still have good upgrades to fight me, but he just got too fancy there, Nate. Splitting up his forces and not having a pilot to fall back on. He could have taken a chill pill, but he got a little overeager there, sending zealots on 2 sides and just not having enough in the middle of the map protecting his Colossus.
I like what you said, too fancy. You know, he's trying to do is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you've got maybe like 20 yards to go before you hit the end zone, but there's no need to start dancing around, throwing the ball in the air.
Now HuK went offline. Is there a chance that we jumped into game number 2 of that series?
I don't think so. No, HuK's online.
Oh, yeah, he just reconnected. Okay. I got really scared there for a second, because sometimes it happens in qualifiers like this, that we jump in the middle of a series and we're not unaware of it, so we're
that
casting
it, bad.
We're casting it like it's a 1-1, but actually there was just a deciding game, a 2-1 victory.
That would have been a lot rougher.
Curious about the last map. What are you expecting, Nate? Just a good old Overgrowth?
Probably. Overgrowth makes a lot of sense. I think everybody likes Overgrowth. I actually don't like it as much for TvP these days, but it's also because I'm a dirty mind dropper. I'd like to play Merry-Go-Round again.
I would be very shocked if Merry-Go-Round is going to be a final map. Could be Catalina, but it's such a big map. It's also a lot of surface area in the main base.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to play Catalina.
Nope. Tell Nathaniel to join up. Well, neither of us.
I think that message was from before.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, basically, we're just getting the lobby set up. We're getting everything ready to go here for the final map of this best of 3. Another good time for you guys. Throw out your tweets again. Hashtag IEM. Tweet at us at ESL, at IEM. All sorts of tweets. We like seeing your messages.
Like us, Facebook.com/IEM. Let's take a look at how many likes Facebook.com/IEM. Because I remember when it had like 5,000 likes. And I was like, this page, you know, it's going to take a while. 258,000 people like the Intel Extreme Masters on Facebook.
Intel Extreme Masters is a very likable thing, I guess.
Well, it pretty much is. It's been a beautiful tournament to follow throughout the many years of StarCraft 2, but even before that, as you know, I've never been a big CS guy myself, Nate. I even used, when I was in college, I used wallhack. Yes, I'm sorry, I did that. I felt guilty. I felt like you're not allowed to cheat in RTS because RTS is serious. But since Counter-Strike, everybody was cheating. I was like, well, I might as well just cheat too. So
the only thing I ever did was put sprays of another guy. You know what I mean? Like you get like you can tag sprays in CS. My spray would be like a guy, so that if you were looking from a distance, you'd think there's someone there. Then there's actually not. That's like
okay. I didn't even get that far. I was so bad. I was just playing against people in my college classroom.
Okay.
Just playing on a private server, but yeah, even like when I was not a big CS guy myself, I really enjoyed watching the Intel Extreme Masters Counter-Strike tournaments in the early years when it was always like Navi and Fnatic and the Polish guys, Pentagram. Like IEM has been so long. It's been super fun to follow. Even in Warcraft 3 as well, of course, when we had Letut, the one and only, lifting that very first trophy of the Intel Extreme Masters. That was a big victory for Johan. I think it was 2007, but it could have been 2006 too. Johan, once upon a time, he was a god, guys. And they still every now and then at CBIT, or I mean they don't do CBIT anymore. I'm not sure if they did it at Katowice because I wasn't there. But in the old big finals in CBIT, they always had pictures of the previous IEM winners. Like they sign them on the trophy, but they always had like these big posters on the side of the wall. So then every now and then when I would go to a tournament, it'd be like, it's Le Tot, and I'd take a picture. I'd take a selfie with me and Le Tot as a poster in the background. History, man.
Todd has been around for a while, huh?
Yep. Our final map, guys, as we're currently being loaded in, is actually going to be played on Catalina. So I'm a tiny bit surprised that HuK prefers Catalina over another map like Overgrowth. Maybe SeleCT Overgrowth, that's possible. Still, though, we'll see how it plays out. Game's current score is 1-1. If you've just joined us, the winner of this series will move on to the next round of our lower bracket, while the loser, Nate, is officially eliminated. And the only way that the loser is going to make it to the Intel Extreme Masters Toronto main event is by making it through the open bracket, which is, of course, going to be played on location in Toronto itself, which is happening late August. It's not even that far away, man. It's only like a month.
No, man, it's creeping up.
I'm pumped.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, Toronto is going to be so cool.
The Canadian events are really cool. I actually only ever went to Canada once. Was for the season 3 finals. That was my first time ever there.
I went twice and I enjoyed it so much. Like both times was absolutely phenomenal. This is a very, very early little SCV moving out, so probably going to have a little bit of
Reaper.
Yeah.
Good old Proxy Reaper shenanigans.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. Is that the part like everyone watching the stream just goes fist bumps?
Fist bumps?
Yeah, fist bumps like their monitor.
Why? Did you see that new Twitch thing when they streamed the live concert of Steve Aoki?
Oh,
they had like these Twitch emotes with the hands up, hands down. Like I thought it was.
That was pretty good.
I thought it was super fun. I really enjoyed it.
The mods of this chat, you just made their day very difficult.
I know. It's like doop. It's so funny. I would laugh.
If only you guys could see him making the hand motions right here on the desk.
I had a time of my life just watching Twitch during that Steve Aoki concert.
Double Reaper all the way.
It could also be a safety, Rex.
Yeah, but
no, you're right.
It's if he actually had an aggressive unit to worry about, that would mean there'd be nothing at home to defend.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say you don't really do that. And even
if right on the octopus.
And even if that would be the case, then like the Reapers can just kite that unit in the middle of the map and kill it. So, yeah.
Do you think his placement of it relative to the octopus is like, you think putting it at the center of the octopus is good? You know, maybe like the Reaper would do better if it came out of, like the octopus's head?
Yeah, I think if you put it in the brain, I think it would be slightly stronger.
Yeah.
Like small buff.
The octopus brain buff.
Your Reapers will now regenerate a little quicker because of sea health.
I don't know. I've heard some sea creatures like this, their brains aren't even in their heads.
We should be serious on it. Like, HuK is not going for a Nexus first this game, so that's a very good news for him. Of course, SeleCT would have kind of loved to see him go for Nexus first once more, but this Reaper will still show up very early, which means free reign over this mineral line. You don't want to lose your Reapers. Make damn sure that if you're a Templar and you ever go for this build, that your Reapers won't get surrounded. So far, it's a single kill. How many kills does SeleCT need? Well, probably a solid 4. Yeah. Maybe even 5, I'd say. I think he needs 5 with this opening.
Reaper's getting low. Okay, pulls it back, and he's got a couple more Reapers showing up now. I think he's just going to max at 3. I don't see much reason to go beyond 3 Reapers.
I think he really needs to... Whoa! Fires up Reaper number 4 and number 5. So now it's safe to say that SeleCT needs to kill at least 5 probes.
Yeah, he needs to kill a lot more than what he's gotten. This is... It's going to be easier with more Reapers, but it's going to be harder now that there's a Mothership Core, though.
That's fine. He can avoid it. These Reapers are fast. Here we go. There ain't no party like a Reaper party. That's the 2nd probe. That's the 3rd probe. He's going to get the 4th probe over here as well. No, he shot at the Nexus. And he might lose a Reaper. Nope.
Okay.
Look at his Reaper. He's going to sneak in.
HuK attacks his
He's going to sneak in for the low HP probe. He's going to sneak in for the low HP probe.
Secret agent, man. No. Oh, barely escapes the natural. He's baiting the Stalker down, actually, though.
He's going to get down, though. Now 4
losing Reapers. Right? Now that there's a Stalker and a second Stalker's about to finish, I think that's all he can get out of this.
He cancelled one of the Reapers.
Yeah, okay, that was smart then.
He cancelled Reaper number 5.
Okay, that was smart. I'd say, like, if you build 5 Reapers...
Hey, oh.
God damn.
Remember? What song is that, Nate?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Terran's got to remember keep the Reapers alive.
Ooh, I like it. I can dig it. 5 probe kills is indeed what he got, Nate. I feel that's okay. 4 Reapers, 5 probe kills. Currently, he's only down 2 workers, and he still has the Reapers alive. Photon, okay, there's a Stalker and a Mothership Core in the main base. Select is gonna go all in. He's gonna sacrifice the bad boys, but he will get 2 more probes. No, now you should just kill.
Yeah, he should. I think at that point he
them.
should just attack clicked on probes. He would have gotten a little bit
2
more.
more, I think.
He would. I think because he was gonna lose all the Reapers anyway. It's not like how much more is the Reaper really gonna do for you in this phase of the game? I guess a follow-up scat with one of them is nice, but what can your opponent really be doing that you haven't already seen?
Good news for Select is that he has a bunker, because without a bunker this could have been a little tricky. He does have a ramp, of course, something that some other maps do not have, but it's very, very important that he does have the bunker. So the Reaper is going to poke into the main base once more as Photon Overcharge is about to run out. Is there a low HP probe? Nah.
Yeah, there's only gas, but that's going to be really hard to get. However, any more probe kills at this point is just, it's almost inexcusable from HuK. So he will kill that last Reaper. That guy actually got some air as he died.
He lost his guns.
Shame. Turn in your badge, your gun.
Yeah. 2 Stalkers still being a little adventurous. HuK is once again sitting at a pretty comfortable 10 worker lead. But something that's very different this game is than previous game, guys, is that HuK's stack has actually been delayed quite a bit. Because of all this Reaper action, he's been running around, he's been prioritizing getting Stalkers out, getting a Mothership Core, stuff like that. Does not really have any tech going for himself. While the starport is already halfway done for Select. Select is researching Stim. I think he already has concussive. No, he doesn't have concussive shots yet. He's actually just moving forward, and he got a Stalker for his efforts. That's impressive.
Yeah, not bad at all. Killing Stalkers are just Marines is pretty good, I'd say. Yeah. He's going to retreat up to his natural now, and nothing super crazy just yet. It's just going to be super standard. Robotics Bay on the way. Score update for you guys. Scarlet has defeated Puck 2-1.
Ooh, that must have been a nail-biting series.
Yep. And as we said, our next series, we're going to go into our first semifinal, which is going to be Major versus Polt, which is a best of 5.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because it's a qualifying match, which makes sense.
I didn't know that. I kind of like that, because that means that our broadcast is going to be longer today as well, and above all, you know, there is a lot on the line, of course. That ticket to the Intel Extreme Masters and your access to the main event. So it is going to be a best of 5, and probably we could see a TvT and a ZvZ best of 5. It could be Violet against Scarlet.
It is Violet against Scarlet for the other one.
Alrighty. So Violet, Scarlet on the south side of the bracket, best of 5, and Polt versus Major on the top side of the bracket, which is going to be a best of 5 as well. Then I'm not sure if we can do both streams at the main row, because then, you know, if best of 5 TvT, if you have to wait for that. But it doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out, Nate.
We'll see. We'll figure it. We got backup.
We got time as well.
We got time. We got backup too. So worst comes to worst.
Yeah.
Those base trade guys will give us their Tasia claps. No worries.
And we need a couple more tweets, guys. A lot of you guys are watching, but some of our production crews just said like, hey, everybody's kind of quiet. So send your tweet saying #IEM. Who do you think is going to win? Can Major do it against Polt? And can Scarlet defeat Violet? Who do you guys want to see at the Intel Extreme Masters in Canada? #IEM.
Well,
by the way, Select just teams up this ramp, gets 3 sentries for his efforts. Not bad.
Yeah, gets immediately pushed back. Lost a lot of forces to the Colossus. I'm wondering how aggressive HuK wants to get off the back of that, though.
Probably not very aggressive. I think that HuK can feel confident in his late game. And I'm sure that HuK knew as well that the last game was an easy throw by all means. You know, he just shouldn't have lost that game. He put himself in a very good position despite not being in a good economic position early on. He still made the best of the scenario or the situation and actually found himself in a really good position. I really like the way that HuK approached that game up to the point where he exposed his Colossus just a little too much.
Yeah. All he really needs to do is just avoid having those big expensive units getting sniped. That's the biggest fear, because Select has actually done a really good job picking off those big expensive units. And we know that Select likes to stay on 2 bases for a while as well. I think he's about to start his 3rd base up, but he's a little bit behind in supply. Things are looking tense, man. This double medevac drop, quadruple medevac drop really needs to get some work done.
I think it might, bro. I think it might be able to get some work done.
I actually should be able to cancel the 3rd base.
Yeah, because HuK has absolutely 0 vision over here, so it would be a miracle in my opinion if HuK is somehow able to keep this base alive. He's gonna have to send his units down about now, but normally you don't want to do that because you're expecting drops in your main over here. So, I do not think that he's gonna be able to keep this Nexus alive, Nate. I'd be Frank Casino surprised.
No, Nexus is dead, or at least canceled. He's gonna get his money back. He's gotta take it back to the shop. Loses one of his pylons that are building.
Pylon. No cancel on that one. And this is one of those moments where you're always worried about what's happening in your main base. 2 Widow Mines being dropped, but there is detection. Yep, Widow Mine. Still gets a 6 shot
he
up there.
He shoots, he scores. 7 kills. What? Oh, Colossi though. 7 kills.
Colossi is like 13 kills. So in the end, that went okay. The medevac did not get shot down. There's still a single Widow Mine in this one medevac.
Yep.
No cannon over here, by the way.
Yeah. Makes things a little bit tricky.
Oh man, losing 7 probes, it's painful.
And he kills an observer over on his side of the map. And SeleCT, he's making it work so far. 2 medevacs are going to try to hit that 3rd base once again, but
I think it's a distraction. It's a distraction for the Widow Mine.
It could
He could have gone. He should have gone.
The Stalker's not really in position to make this work. Okay.
Nope. He can still drop it. The other Widow Mine got 7.
Coming in, burrowing. HuK.
Okay.
Yikes.
Unburrow.
Okay, unburrows. He's like, no, it won't be that easy. You're not going to mine.
Unburrow.
Evac.
At the same time, though, he got the pylon on the right side of the map.
Yep. These bio drops still doing a lot of damage. I'd say bouncing around. SeleCT secured his 3rd base. There's no pylons on the map. There's no observers out on the map. This is actually really, really frustrating.
This is a race against the clock.
Yeah,
I don't think
this Widow Mine should fire again before the photon.
This Widow Mine is gonna fire again. HuK, do you have an observer? Not a single observer is out. Oh boy, the last one got 7, Nate.
No.
Oh god, they're so clumped up. If he shoots here,
no. Oh, great shot. 6 kills.
And he's gonna save it as well. He gets 5 additional kills on that Widow Mine. Man, SeleCT has done tremendous work with those 2 Widow Mines, Nate. He got like 13 probe kills with just those 2 Widow Mines.
This has been an ugly back and forth game for these guys. There's been 20 probes have died this game.
Yeah, Reapers of course as well early game. Man, the Widow Mine drops have always been painful. They already did so much damage to probes. Just got worse.
Yeah, the damage is real. That's for sure. So +2 is on the way for SeleCT. HuK's +2 armor is going to finish much earlier than that, though. Double medevac drop would like to hit that 3rd base.
But I don't think HuK can move out.
The medevac with the mine is moving in again.
This mine is the real MVP as well.
Yeah, if he gets another big shot off, that could this almost like this is really getting close to being like game-ending amounts of worker damage.
Yeah, HuK saw it. Still gonna lose 2.
Gonna detonate.
Colossus is gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like that because it did shot down a drop over here on the right side of the map. But now the other units will steam in.
He knows the 3rd base is exposed. He's gonna walk in, snipe off a zealot or 2. Keep in mind, Blink is ready. Kills a medevac. 2 medevacs. The Stalkers run forward trying to get a few, but he kills a few of them. But the Stalker count. He's feeling confident enough to blink forward again. Picks off a Marauder. Almost the 2nd one too.
Yeah, okay. That didn't really go out that well. Oh,
Wait a second.
Work.
That Widow Mine's still there.
But army supply-wise, army supply, Nate. I mean, this is all really fancy by SeleCT, don't get me wrong, but look at this army by HuK. I feel that SeleCT perhaps has thrown away a few too many units. These units are out of position. I'm not sure if SeleCT can defend against this army from HuK. It's 114 army supply against 83. HuK has better upgrades as well. He has Blink, he has Guardian Shield, he has 4 Colossus.
Yeah, this army actually doesn't even look stoppable. With how many Colossi are here, the significant lack of Vikings makes this borderline impossible. The Widow Mines are adorable, though, like you said, but it's just not. I think SeleCT is about to be eliminated by HuK. HuK's moving up towards that main base. He has forced out the natural expansion. His 3rd base is being targeted. Recalls. Okay, I guess he got what he wanted done, but.
Widow Mine got 5 more kills.
Yeah, he's
6 even.
Widow Mine's been really annoying this game.
26 probes have died throughout this game. SeleCT is still up 14 workers, but he lost an orbital command. Well, he can actually float over his main, so that's not the end of the world. Still, of course, heavily oversaturated. Does he have any medevacs left, Nate? He has only 3 medevacs. Oh god.
Yeah, not a lot of healing power. Look how many zealots are here. I'm surprised he's going to get his 3/3 upgrade.
He's going to pull the boys. How many Vikings do we have? 9 Vikings. That's not enough. If he has 13 Vikings, there is a small chance.
The upgrades on the bio are actually even. He's going to move in. The zealots getting on top of those workers. Colossi attacking the SCVs, not the bio, but the Vikings are being targeted down. First Colossus falls.
The zealots are gone,
3
though.
Vikings remain. Yeah, he needs to get the bio on top. He needs to get on top of these Colossi because 3 of them. If those Marauders get too close.
He's gonna pull more SCVs. Marauders will try to stream in. The force fields have been really good for HuK. 1 Colossus will fall. The 2nd Colossus is actually going to fall as well. SeleCT might still clean up, but he lost like all of his SCVs.
He lost about every single SCV he had. SeleCT has 4 workers on the map right now. The supply.
Three of them are fighting in the middle of the map.
The supply is really funny. Kills a medevac. That's actually really important because these units are so overstimmed.
Yep, and they're gonna stim again.
And he does have photon overcharge as well.
He doesn't want to fight another Colossus. He has to stim up. Oh, I mean heal up. Okay, here we go a little bit. Can he stim?
Oh, killing those Vikings would be quite important with another one about to finish up. Another Colossus.
How can he stim?
Photon overcharge on that third. You don't want to dive in on that when you don't have any hit points.
Stalkers are so flimsy. Did he get a Colossus out? He did get a Colossus out.
He's got one. It's got
4
2-2
Vikings
in range. He's moving in on this army.
4 Vikings.
Oh, but they're in such a good position. Oh, okay. He's actually targeting the mothership core, and that means the Vikings all die.
I think that means GG.
Yeah.
I think HuK is stabilized.
HuK's got it in the bag.
That one Colossus is a game changer. Those Zealots are game changers. Now all that is left for SeleCT are these 2 medevacs. He loses one of them. And if it wasn't curtains yet, that is definitely going to be it. HuK will still be in the running to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Toronto main event via the lower bracket after eliminating SeleCT from this qualifier. In a pretty entertaining series, Nate. This last game had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was really back and forth, really crazy with the way that it started off. You don't see very often. First of all, Proxy Reaper against Protoss. Second of all, double Reaper, but only one proxy. Usually you'd find the second barracks to be the one that's hidden, not the first. But HuK, I think, kind of expected him to move on against an opponent like SeleCT. SeleCT's been good, but there were definitely some serious signs of sloppiness. For all the damage he did, he never actually gave himself a lead in the game. I think at that point, it's like, yeah, it's nice to harass and kill some probes, but you're almost harassing yourself if you're missing unit production cycles back home in supply depots.
Yeah, and above all, at the start of that push, it wasn't even just that. He threw away a lot of units on the right side of the map. A couple of times he literally ran his Marines and Marauders into an absolute meat grinder. However, guys, we don't want to talk about this series too long. Of course, unfortunate for SeleCT. He could still try his luck at the Intel Extreme Masters. I would say open tournament at Toronto. I think that
there's still an open bracket tournament there.
Open bracket,
I'm pretty sure.
And I mean, SeleCT, he lives pretty far away. I think he lives in. He's actually been in Korea for the last few months. I'm not sure if he's in Korea right now. But I know normally he's hanging around in Seattle, Washington State. Not sure why, but that's what he does. Either way, we're going to take a super tiny break, and after that we'll be right back. Won't be more than a minute or so, guys, with our TvT, the first semifinals. The winner of this semifinal will qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Toronto main event. Is it going to be major or is it going to be Pulse? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Not more than a minute.